Yes, this is the month that will test the Crows. The Crows have won 8 games thus far. 7 of those 8 games have been against teams in the bottom half of the ladder. So their true test starts tonight against the Hawks.
Let's say good evening to our boundary rider, Corey Wingard, for a further update on the conditions. G'day, Corey.
Hello, Tim. Yeah, beautiful night for footy tonight. Not much of a cloud around, not really a chance of rain, you wouldn't think. No wind as well. Not much dew on the ground either. Normally this time of night here in Adelaide you can get some dew. It hasn't appeared yet. You'll know when it comes, the ball will start to skid rather than bounce. Let's have a look at the GPS players we are tracking tonight with the GPS units. For the Crows, Simon Goodwin. We've also got Jason Porplesia and Luke Jericho as well. For the Hawthorn side, Chance Bateman, Quarters mentioned him. He racks up a lot of miles during the contest, of course. Rick Ladson and also Mark Williams up forward. Interestingly for the Crows, when they get this information, they pop it into a formula. They use that formula, especially the speed players travel at, to calculate when a player needs to come off for a rest. So we often talk about science or art. Another example of the Crows using science in the modern coaching system of football. Andy Otten, you mentioned him coming in for Brent Riley. He's been playing in the local comp for South Adelaide, and the Crows have been super impressed. He's been in the best players regularly, and he is a star of the future.
Well, as we thought, Bock has taken Franklin and Rutten has moved on to Roughhead.
And Marriage gets the first tap of the game. Here's Van Berlo, throws it straight on the boot to centre half forward. Porplesia against Murphy. Having an excellent season, Porplesia. Fed it out to McLeod. Goes backwards to Doherty, back to McLeod. Hendy on the boundary line. Into the pocket, and here's the man who's been in wonderful form. 6 goals last week. Scott Thompson. In Judd-like form, says his skipper. So he's wandered down forward, and he'll now have a shot at goal, Scott Thompson. Averaging 26 disposals, 6 marks and 5 clearances a game this season. And first score goes to Adelaide.
Andrew McLeod starting in the forward line for the Crows. They've been doing that a bit in recent weeks.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of flexibility now with this Neil Craig new look Adelaide Crow side this year, Rob. A lot of players swapting from back to forward to on ball.
Birchall does the kicking in, goes long, but Douglas stands tall, takes a good mark, and there is McLeod again. Red boots. Rawsey would say he's earned them. Porplesia picks it up low down in front of Murphy. Well, Hawthorn late inclusion, having his hands full early.
Well, 2 kicks by McLeod that have been marked in the forward 50, so he's off to a really good start. Like the form of Douglas too, Malcolm, he's come into that forward line and he's one of those players who just puts heaps of tackles on, locks the ball in, real gritty player.
Adelaide with a thin attack, Hawthorn a weakened defence.
Porplesia's kicked 18-9 this year.
Lesser angle than that faced by Thompson, but the same result as it goes across the face. Is that where the wind currents travel, Malcolm?
No, there's none out there tonight. Stephen and I, it was perfect, Stephen, wasn't it?
Oh, conditions were beautiful. Low cloud cover today, so that the experts tell me will prevent the dew from coming too late. Here's some more of the cloud magic. Little underground handball to Goodwin. Porplesia has the kick smothered. Hawks have hardly touched it so far. Thompson again kicks to the hole, and it's a good one. And a strong mark taken by Bernie Vince. And he will line up directly in front, kicking from 45 metres out at worst.
12 disposals to 0.
Well, they haven't touched it, the Hawks, but that's why it's so important that the Crows get a goal on the board. They've had the 2 set shots and yet to split the middle.
10 goals, 5 this season for Bernie Vince, converting at 67%, and that's improved his average. So it has been absolutely all Adelaide so far. You can't even tell if Hawthorn are flat because they haven't touched it.
That's right. It's like Greg Chappell when he was making all those ducks. He wasn't really out of form. He just wasn't getting a start.
So some good work from Thompson early, some good work from McLeod, and Adelaide get a well-deserved goal.
It's interesting all that, the build-up, wasn't it? It never worried me all this. I just wanted to get the ball back to centre. You knew they were going to kick a goal. Just get it back to see how we're going. We don't really know yet.
Have not had a stat yet, the Hawks. Adelaide have had 13, and they've kicked 1 goal too. Goodwin, Van Berlo, and now Doughty pumping Adelaide forward and wide.
How's the trap?
Good collect. Paul Pleasure started really well. John Cock backed himself, did well. They've got 3 on 1 here, and Paul Pleasure with time to steady and just pick off the best option. And the best option on the lead was Jericho, who will line them up from 25.
Well, Paul Pleasure is such a great pickup, as Malcolm called it, and got the handball off. Backed himself here, John Cock, which was good to see. And plenty of run and dare. I know it's only the first couple of minutes of the game. Hawks haven't been able to get their hand on it.
20 disposals to 0.
It's an extraordinary start. Should be Adelaide's second, but it's their 3rd miss. They could rue this. 4 set shot opportunities. Hit the target once.
Got to hit a target with the kick in. Been very ordinary with their early kick-ins. Gone for the safe option in the pocket.
Adelaide playing the zone. And Ellis has run himself into trouble. Great tackle by Paul Pleasure. Umpire lets it go. Oh, it's all Adelaide. Just take your pick. Jericho, goal. Adelaide on fire. There were 3 loose crows in the goal square. What is going on out there, Malcolm?
Alistair Clarkson now starting to get me right. Here's the kick in. The ball's gone out now. Undecided. Great tackle. And that man again, Andrew McLeod, knew he was under pressure, knew there were teammates back in the goal, and Jericho fixed up what he just missed. Here it is. Rod from behind. Looks okay, doesn't it? Just go down the line wide.
Yeah.
It looks like the safe option. Sometimes it's okay to do that.
Yes, and they look, we're only in the game 5 minutes. They've, as you can see, their disposals 23-0. I don't know if I've ever seen a game start this way.
Well, they've had 1 mark, but they didn't get a kick out of it. This is incredible. Thompson pumping Adelaide forward. Can they maintain their perfect record? Will the Hawks get a disposal? Yes, they do. Bronx cheer would have been handy from the pro-Adelaide crowd. Brown gives to Clark. And the Hawks with a chance to gather some rhythm now, but Adelaide with the bases covered. That's not 15. And Young's taken over. In fact, he just waltzed over the line. Didn't put up a fight.
Interesting there, Malcolm. They had a midfield zone set up for that when Hawthorn had possession.
Yeah, I was just looking at Shirley's running with Hodge and Douglas with Bateman, which is an interesting one. That the youngster on Chance Bateman.
Well, they had a closed session during the week. The Crows experimenting with plenty of things, and it's paying handsome dividends at the moment. Everything Hawthorn doing is under extreme pressure. Osborne into the middle, and he finds Rioli. Kicks to the run of Williams, who props and takes the mark.
Stevens dropping back in the Adelaide backline. Now Stevens will be there to try to get in the way of Franklin and Roughhead.
He kicks to Osborne, who was caught behind. Clark ducked the head. Should be play on ears. Good umpiring, and we'll have a bounce.
Tackle was fine. He put his head down, but it was over the body. I'll have it.
Yes, if anything, lucky not to be penalised for holding it there, but it all happened pretty quickly. Stewart went the umpire to set them in motion. Chance for the Hawthorn front half to get warm. Rutten doing the ruck work. Good steal though by Roughhead, and an inventive bit of play to Campbell. Quick kick good, and Osborne is within range. Bock with the big job. Great steal by Roughhead and took it almost directly away from goal. Now, Osborne, who has been a goal kicker for the Hawks this year, he's kicked 13. There's the target, similar to a couple that the Crows have faced at the other end, and he does well, and Hawthorn can be pleased with that.
Well, since they've won the ball back from the, I guess, the back pocket from Adelaide, it's looked pretty steady. A couple of near misses, and finally a rush kick forward. Perhaps luckily, certainly looked for it, and one's true kick. Great kick, as you mentioned, great get there from Roughhead.
has been dangerous up forward this year, Michael Osborne. He's kicked 14 goals, 3, converting it close to 85%. And against the run of play, the Hawks have been able to manufacture a goal. Renouf playing his first game for the Hawks in the ruck, wearing the number 34.
Stephen, how's that? 24 touches, Crows first. Hawthorn have had the last 13. That's a pretty odd game.
So Renouf against Marich. Lewis to Osborne. Handball intercepted by Van Berlo. Turnover. Goodwin will give to Doherty. Now out wide to Vince, who finds Edwards. So methodical Adelaide as they put it inside their attacking 50. Pack flies. 4 Hawks against 1 Crow. Ellis does the roving. Gets it over to Ladson, who switches out wide and finds Williams. A long way from the attacking 50 at the moment. A little short one to Mitchell. That's his first touch for the night. And he goes to the wing and finds Young.
So we have a contest now. Hawthorn coming to their black hole of a venue. Haven't beaten Adelaide here in 14 years. Young getting himself into bother, but does just enough against John Cock. Ladson back to Clark. And now it's Dew back at Amy Stadium after a long absence. Former Port Adelaide player. Bassett, the veteran defender, was cool and calculated there. Goodwin to Bock.
Do this really well, the Crows. Switch it from one pocket to the other.
Scott Stevens, the third tall back there. Rutten with Roughhead as his opponent, and he doesn't clear him, and Roughhead's done some good things already. Williams to Lewis with that scything left boot for Rioli. Can kick the distance, but has to keep it straight over the best part of 50. Rutten's hand pass just not clearing the obstacle. And Hawthorn punished the Crows for the error. And it's Cyril Rioli, a first season star for Hawthorn. From just inside 50, gets a little close to the man on the mark, but holds the line, and the Hawks have their second.
Gee, mistakes at this level get punished, don't they?
They do, and they'll be kicking themselves a little bit, Adelaide, because they've sort of dominated play, and yet you look at the scoreboard and it's 2 goals apiece. 2 set shots by the Hawks, Osborne and Rioli, and they were able to convert.
It's a worrying sign for the Crows, with Bassett going down into the rooms, and Otten comes on for his first run in football. 19-year-old Andy Otten wearing the number 22.
And he picks up Williams at the Hawthorn front end. Marich taking it out of the air and had to get rid of it. Shirley just belting it off the ground, and the Crows are away. Douglas from a long way, but it was Hawthorn's defenders leading their opponents to the ball, and Gillam marked comfortably.
Well, I must say, Tipperton a young player, but if ever a forward is caught behind like that from a centre break, I reckon he deserves a little rest and a reminder from the coach. You've got to move forward as the ball's in the air.
Stuart Dew with that raking left foot goes bang. It's a long kick to half forward. Lewis in front, and that's a strong grab. Beautifully done by Jordan Lewis. Pops one over the top to the leader, Franklin. No free kick. Franklin is not happy. Seemed to have his arms hacked off. So shocking mistake, and then Jared Roughhead gets clean bowled. Talk about a lucky let-off for the Crows, and they are out of jail big time. Hodge just come onto the ground, gets the intercept off to Bateman, back to Hodge, kicks it into the pocket. Mitchell's there, Rutten for the Crows, and Rutten will be happy to see it over the line. And boy, Adelaide can breathe a sigh of relief there.
And young Douglas could have been killed if Hodge had been nasty, had a nasty intent, because he had no idea that Hodge was interchanged and coming onto the ground. That happens every now and again in a game.
I think he was puffing Douglas. Luckily for him, he couldn't work up ahead of steam. Here's Franklin, first touch of the ball. The swinging left footer just swung a bit too much. It's a miss. But suddenly it's all Hawthorn. They trail by 2 points.
Rob, I think Hodge 3 years ago would have run straight through, or 6 weeks ago.
I think he might have taken that option.
The unsociable option, Rob.
Yes, and young Douglas, isn't he lucky?
Right there.
It was a horrendous mistake.
He was just absolutely wide open to be cleaned up.
Thanks, Jared. Right there.
So John Cock in the back pocket. Short one finds Van Berlo. And this is well worked by Adelaide. McLeod again. Disposal number 6 over the top to Thompson. Disposal number 4. Thompson gets the handball receive. Pops it inside 50 with a beautiful kick. And unmarked was Kurt Tippett. Yeah. And he'll have a shot at goal from point blank.
And the reason he was unmarked is that the Hawks set up a zone. There's the example of Hodge coming onto the ground. He had only eyes for the ball, which was good. But this ball went from defensive 50 into forward 50, long raking kick. Gillum decided to leave his opponent, as the Hawthorn defenders often do, and they just zone and fill space. And that's how you beat it, with quick movement and quality deep kicking.
Played every game in his first season, Kirk Tippett. 14-12 for the year. Shouldn't not miss this. Only 20 metres out. Interesting drop of the ball. And he's missed it. Oh, just watch the drop, Malcolm. Give him a lesson. What did he do wrong there, the young man?
Well, we mentioned this last week that, for everything that's improved in footy, it is
Came off his
amazing.
shin.
Yeah, you need to guide the ball down, not drop it. And anyhow, it's the one thing that hasn't improved is goal kicking from set shots.
Well, he's a basketballer, and that was really from the free throw line, wasn't it? Well, that's a bad kick too. Soul-destroying stuff for Adelaide. They have had the opportunity to kick 5 or 6, and they're a team that does struggle to punish opponents on the scoreboard. They load up again, but Hodge gets in the way of their intent. Osborne, well tackled. Michael Vozzo, lenient, will ball it up.
Crows
No
players,
opportunity.
Yeah, Crows players felt they should have got a free kick there. This is Douglas. He is a beauty. Keep an eye out for him. Richard Douglas is a much improved player and becomes so important to the Crows forward setup.
Push in the back, Xavier Ellis to take the free for the Hawks. 2 goals each. Big occasion feel about this game, blockbuster feel. Amy Stadium, full to the rafters. Campbell Brown takes it wide for the left-footed Young, who is a lovely long kick at the ball. Bock in good position, did well on Franklin. Their first real aerial contest.
And you can see Griffin, the ruckman, he really was conscious of getting down there to help out. You can see he's a 5 metres short, but he made every effort to get back. No doubt the Crows have been told, Stevens, Griffin, Marich, you've got to get back to help out Bock. At the moment, Buddy Franklin's playing deep in the forward line at full forward.
Edwards to John Cock in the back pocket. Got to be clean here, and he is. And his kick finds Rutten. Kicks to half back. They got the loose man on here. One over the top to Goodwin. Came from Doherty. Thompson. Good tackle by Brown. Got to be holding the ball. And let's go to Corey Vingard with some news on Bassett.
Yeah, guys, he's still up the race. He was at the bottom of a fairly big pylon. I think he's got a knock to the thigh. So the physios are working on him. There's some urgency around. They think he'll be back not too soon.
Yours.
Not too soon or before too long, Corey?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Thanks.
See, I understood you.
Gillum to half forward. Here's young Morton. Kicks into the corridor. Franklin in front again. Well spoilt by Bock. Did it nicely. Van Berlo to half back. The 2 11s go at it. Now Jericho. A long way from home. Ordinary handball, but at least found a teammate in Edwards. Back to Van Berlo. Little short one.
Right there, Luke.
And the Crows can take a deep breath here.
Play on. Yours.
Such an edge of excitement when the ball goes in the Franklin Bock direction. And that's the sort of electricity that Lance Franklin has brought to the game in 2008. Adelaide take it very wide. McKay, Stevens, having to be careful with that, but had absolutely nothing to go to. And the Hawks have this covered. Ladson, Campbell letting it go for Boyle. Now Rioli camped. And it came down just in time. Franklin starting to circle. I think Bock is about as good a matchup for him as there exists in the game. It should be a thrilling contest. Rioli putting that to a spot. Had to be brave there, did Robert Shirley, and he was. And the Crows control the ball. Knights dabbing it forward for Jericho and Vince. The latter, Vince, to a 1-on-2. And the numbers prevail for the Hawks. Campbell Brown taking it to the boundary.
And the Crows helping Bock back there. And again, the kick goes towards Buddy. Shirley comes from the midfield, gets a hand on it. Make sure that Buddy can't mark. They are really working hard to support Nathan Bock.
Deep inside, Adelaide's attacking 50. Tippett was the ruckman. Ball comes out to the first gamer, Otten. Knocked off the kick. Hawthorn get it back. Murphy, quick hands. To Morton. Now to Bateman. Smack bang in the midfield. Quick hands. Now it ends up with a Rioli slick play by the Hawks. Franklin's one out this time, but the kick had too much on it. And Bock is doing particularly well early in the game.
Every time Bock gets a mark or touches it, Malcolm, the crowd go crazy. It's not often that happens for a full back.
Isn't it exciting? A one-on-one contest. We've been crying out for this sort of thing. Of course, at either end of the ground, it's far more likely to happen than somewhere through the middle. Another turnover. Young for Hawthorn. The Hawks can build again. Plenty of goals kicked early. They've dried up now, and this is a real game. Shirley, Stevens, McLeod, 9th disposal already. And he gives to Big Griffin. Looping it over the top for Edwards. Bateman right with him.
I know I'm going early with this, Tim, but we talked about a night grand final. I mean, this has got the air of, if this was a night grand final now, we'd all be pretty pleased, wouldn't we?
You're not in favour of the idea, eh? We'll get back to it. But,
yeah.
I mean, there's great drama here tonight.
Yeah.
Ellis turfed it out the back and ends up in the hands of Hodge, who switches to the Lenders side of the ground. The mark's taken by Gillam. And Gillam thought about going back, but decided against it. Andrew McLeod, 8 touches this quarter. And Hawthorn had possession. Murphy to Brown, and now they will switch. So Hawks just keeping possession at the moment to Ellis. Lead comes from Morton. He's made an impressive start to his AFL career, playing his 4th game. Mitchell created some space up forward. Now on the left, Franklin, Bock, both wrestle each other. Franklin somehow got boots at ball and misses and kicks his 2nd point.
Well, he had to do it in a hurry, didn't he?
He did. He kicks plenty of goals. He also kicks plenty of behinds. And heard Peter Hudson make the call through the week, Malcolm. He said one day he'll kick 15. It'll all just click into place.
You said that about Richo, Rod, didn't you?
Shush.
He might yet. He's only 33.
The most impressive thing about what Bock and him did then was the recovery. I mean, it was, how quick was that ball to boot? I mean, most small players can't do it that quick.
Vince putting it in front of Paul Pleasure. He needed to be good to hang on against Murphy, but he did. Not a very good start. This will be his 5th use of the ball.
Trying to bring it inboard, the Crows, because they force you to go along the boundary line, and what we're seeing is the Crows just switch it from one side to the other, try to deny the Hawks what they want.
Bock putting a bit of pressure on Franklin and keeping on running and receiving from Doughty. And wanting to create doubt, I would think, in Franklin's mind. This is well played by Adelaide, loading up on that wing. Van Berlo receiving.
So the real problem the Crows have got, there's no true centre-half forward. So they've eventually got to keep moving the ball around and people running, just like this.
Vincent was giving to the veteran, Tyson Edwards.
And Edwards had come from behind Vince. There was time for him to come from behind.
Going back to Vince, but Lewis. Spectacular effort. Big-bodied player.
It's almost like they'll go long to the goal square because Tippett's there as a tall. But working through half forward, the Crows are really trying to just use the run and carry a teammate.
And like the Crows before them, Hawthorn taking the ball backwards before finding the best way out. And it's Campbell Brown who will trot forward.
Brown drills it long to a 1-on-1. Ladson's there against John Cock. Clark now comes in to lend a helping hand, but John Cock's got the skill. Handball smothered. And a little draw out there. Half-forward flank, Hawks into attack. They trail the Crows by 2. There's Jason Portpleasure. His heart rate, 177. Already run 2.5 Ks in this match. Doughty against Lewis. Ball comes out the back of the pack. Hawks get possession. Morton. Now Osborne breaks the tackle a little too easily and pops it up into the hole, but it's all Crows.
Wow.
And the mark taken by John Cock.
What did you say, Stephen? Buddy Franklin's made the best lead all night and absolutely ignored. Couldn't believe it.
Well done there by Birchall. Now Franklin. Oh, what a sidestep. Can he finish off? Franklin, oh, he's missed it. That would have been spectacular.
Good
what
chase.
About the sidestep?
The sidestep was nice, but the chase of McLeod was pretty good too. And I think Buddy thinks that he's got away here. No one in picture, and McLeod just does enough. Yeah. Just does enough to put him off balance. Well done.
3 shots at goal to Franklin, 3 behinds. It's the Crows by a point.
It's a night of the stars at Amy Stadium, and there's one of them, and he delivers beautifully. McLeod to Vince, and late in the quarter, Adelaide building again. Haven't attacked much lately. That's not quite a mark to Murphy, and he's buried.
No. Tackled as soon as he got it. That's fine, guys. He was tackled as soon as he got it. Bump ball. No mark.
And the veracity of that is borne out by the replay. Good call by the man in Darren Goldspink's famous number 32, Jacob Mollison. Hawks cover it. Lewis, Hodge. And the takeaway completed for them by Ellis out wide to Gillum, who advances now for the Hawks.
Oh.
Bold run, too bold in the end. The Hawthorn keep it under their control. Mitchell hasn't had a big impact in the opening quarter. Now Hodge leaning back with that left foot. Franklin had good position and had support at the back. Boyle, Rioli just couldn't dance out of trouble. Boyle there to help him. He couldn't get out either. Franklin tied up and gone.
He's a bit of a marked man, Buddy, as you'd expect. Everybody's trying to crunch him, tackle him, spoil him.
This is a test for him tonight. That was just the 3rd free kick of the quarter.
The umpires have really let it go, which has been great. As Goodwin goes short and sideways, finds Edwards.
Yeah, they'll switch it from one side of the ground to the other to offset Clarkson's cluster.
And the mark's taken by Richard Douglas on the outer wing. Looking for, but not finding Knights. So, intriguing first quarter as Luke Hodge feels the jaw.
I tell you what, he must be in a bit of pain because he's a tough nut and he wouldn't be showing signs of it unless it really hurt.
And as I said, an intriguing first quarter. Adelaide out of the blocks big time, but could not convert their opportunities, and they only lead the first quarter by a point as Luke Hodge continues to feel that jaw.
Yeah, look, I really enjoyed it. It had some really sparkling stuff from the Crows early. Fought back by Hawthorn, and then almost really tight football, strategic football, coaching football, good player football.
Break from Amy Stadium. Adelaide lead Hawthorn by 1 point. Great first quarter of football before a full house here at Amy Stadium. Adelaide 2-4, lead Hawthorn 2-3. McLeod 11 touches in that first quarter and a great chase down on Franklin, which saved a goal. Adelaide, extraordinary start, 24 possessions before Hawthorn touched the ball in this game. They kicked a couple of goals, but it should have been at least 3 or 4, Rob Walls.
Oh, absolutely, Quarters, and this is could cost them because they should be, I think, a couple of goals up in general play, but they haven't been able to convert. And of course, the Hawks, they got into their forward line, a couple of marks inside the 50, and Rioli and Osborne were able to get goals.
Well, Rick Ladson is one of the players we're monitoring tonight here at Amy Stadium, and let's have a look at the running men. Ladson, heart rate got up to 194 and he's covered 3.6 Ks already. Highest speed of 27 kilometres an hour.
A lot of Ladson's running has been chasing Andrew McLeod, Quarters, so expecting to do just about a half a marathon by the end of the game.
Now, Corey Wingard, the Hawks have spent that whole quarter looking at Luke Hodge's jaw. Anything to report?
Yeah, I'll get to Hodge in a second. Do Nathan Bassett first, because I mentioned in my Freudian slip, he got crunched. He got a malachi in the bottom of a pile there. He did get a bit of a knock to the thigh, but it was his shoulder that was causing more problems. They worked on him up around the shoulder region and the back of the neck, so he was in quite a bit of pain. He went down the race, stayed there a bit longer, as I suggested that he would. He came back out during the huddle. He tried to convince Neil Craigie was okay. Craigie wasn't convinced 100%, so he's just going to sit on the bench. They're going to monitor him. Luke Hodge, his was a knock to the jaw. Rob Alls, you mentioned he doesn't show any pain. He did wince at the break. First time I've ever seen Luke Hodge wince, so he must be in some pain, but you're going to need more than that to keep Luke Hodge off the field.
Well, you're right, and for the entire quarter-time break, the medical staff looked at him. They checked his jaw, his chin, they checked his teeth, and don't worry, he is hurting big time at the moment, but he'll work his way through it. But I'm sure he'll be having x-rays probably tomorrow morning.
Looking at half-time, there's the Swan Saints highlights, Barry Hall's return, and the Whitnells, the brothers, the feuding brothers, played on each other today in suburban footy. We'll see how they went.
Soap opera comes to Network 10 football. Sydney skipping away from St Kilda close to half-time, and Barry Hall has kicked a couple, we can report. But at Amy Stadium, all eyes are on a blockbuster game. Hawthorn and Adelaide. Ladson close to McLeod as the second term gets underway. Umpire Mollison with the footy and gets it pretty straight. Campbell probably got more of it, but Thompson got the whole lot and swings Adelaide forward. Mitchell taken off the ball. Poor pleasure. Knights taking it away from goal to Goodwin. Now Thompson. The spoil came late from Brown, just too late in the umpire's opinion. No argument or a chopped arm. So Thompson's ball too far out, you would think. The man on the mark about 49 out. Thompson thinks so. Edwards, what a strong mark.
Been a wonderful player, hasn't he? Wonderful in the air for his size. Always been a beautiful mark, and usually a beautiful kick.
Loves playing against the Hawks too. He's averaged 33 disposals the last 3 times these teams have met.
Do you love him as a coach, Malcolm Blight? He was a younger man then.
No, he was...
Did he have hair?
Well, yeah.
He looked about the same, didn't he? He was in his early 20s then. He's coming up 32 now. He and Andrew McLeod born within a couple of days of each other in 1976. Edwards does what others haven't achieved. He kicks the goal. It's the Crows by 7.
No, in answer to your question, Tim, we get a chance to... Yeah, look, he developed, you know, started out as a young player, like a lot of young players. Probably, under the rules these days, it's probably fair mark, grab the arms, and then that wonderful spring that he's always had, Tyson, and yeah, he's always been a good finisher too, which is very important.
And you can see there, Hawthorn haven't been able to get a clearance at the centre bounces. They desperately need to get the ball going their way. First bounce of the second quarter, Thompson cleared it into the forward 50. Goal to the Crows.
22 minutes between goals for Adelaide. Sam Mitchell, the clearance king, very quiet so far. Being tagged heavily again. Oh, beautifully done. Campbell to Lewis. Now Hodge. Just overran it. Ball yells the crowd, and ball says the umpire. Free kick. Who's at the bottom of that pack? It's Chance Bateman. 50. And 50 for not giving it up quickly enough.
Straight to him. Straight to him. Chance, give him the footy.
You better give him the footy or get another 50. He dragged it in, and that's the rule. So good umpiring. And now a shot at goal for the Adelaide Crows. And it's going to be Richard Douglas,
who going into this game had kicked 11 goals, 6 behind. And every team needs to have these players who can tackle, who can keep the ball locked in, who can put pressure on in their forward line. And this is the man who does it for the Crows.
The boy from Broadford, Barry Hall territory. Kicks it like Barry Hall, right through the middle. Another goal of the Crows.
Well, the most important thing, of course, is that they've got the ball out the middle on the opening of this second quarter, and a couple of goals have resulted. And Alistair Clarkson wouldn't be panicking right now. But we're just trying to think, how can we get a footy out of the middle of the ground? The centre clearances will start to hurt you if you keep on giving them up to the opposition.
And we can see Buddy Franklin in the forward 50 with Nathan Bock. No other player down there. They have given him all of that space to do his stuff in. What they need to do is get a fast break from the centre bounce.
Chance Bateman, the offender there, allowing Adelaide to kick a second goal in the first couple of minutes of this second quarter. And they win it away again. Goodwin, Portpleasure, Thompson running into a wall. Now Van Berlo. And front posse here to Tippett. Just couldn't hang on against Gillam. But he's been caught by the lower leg. Oh dear. The umpire whistled a free kick and changed his mind. He must have had a second think about it. You rarely see that. He clearly stopped play. Everyone stopped. We heard the whistle.
Well, they all stopped, no doubt about that.
That's all right. He didn't dive on it and tried to get the ball.
You made a wrong decision, you goose.
Now let's see where the tackle was on the leg. He did get him on the lower leg. The free kick was there.
Yeah, no, he said he played on. He played the free kick.
He's on the ground.
He paid the free kick, but he said that you played on.
The free kick came there.
Yeah, and then he played on.
But he mightn't have been aware that he'd been awarded a free kick.
Of course.
But he did award the free kick in the first place.
Okay. We'll take that part of it back.
Not good enough.
Ladson for Hawthorn. And now on the break is Mitchell. Just didn't get it right for Franklin, but he's good enough to wreak havoc yet. And he does just that. He does it brilliantly. And Williams will line them up.
It's a great example of a player close to 200 centimetres tall being able to pick the ball up off his bootlaces and go to his non-preferred side.
He's good on the back pedal, isn't he? There is a bit of John Travolta about him.
Watch the mark.
Williams, deadly shot for goal. Pulls one back for the Hawks.
Well, I don't bag a lot of umpires, and that's true, I don't. But, I mean, that's just a wrong call. It was almost in the same action down the other end when the free kick was given. It was a great build-up, great play by Franklin. You can't take that away from him. But it was a really bad decision.
The umpire should have said, I paid a call play. I did pay the advantage, but there was no advantage there. It should have come back.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's made a mistake.
Yeah.
Why lie about it?
So against the tide of play, the Hawks get the goal. Still controversy. Malcolm Blight's still unhappy about that free kick. Well, it was paid a free kick to Tippett, but he played on. But then the umpire should have realised there was no advantage. It should have come back, and he should have had the kick.
That's exactly right, Stephen. Yep.
What's done is done. And it's the Crows leading by 7. Socket off the ground by Van Berlo. Good result for Adelaide. Brown for Hawthorn. Edwards kept it alive. Deep in Adelaide's attacking territory, and Gillam, will he concede? Yes, he will.
You know, they conceded because of just the wave of pressure by the Adelaide Crows players. Have a look at these big fellas. That's 201 centimetres picking the ball up in Tippett. And at the other end of the ground, immediately after it, we see Buddy do his thing. And Malcolm, they're a lot more agile than in our day.
Just a touch, Rob.
Lewis couldn't hang on to the mark against Nathan Van Berlo, so a throw in. Enthusiastic crowd, everyone on edge tonight. Hawthorn only beaten once so far this year. Adelaide with 3 blots on their copybook. Young for the Hawks. Marich, Adelaide ruckman, coming off just about his best game. Van Berlo to McLeod, to a backpedaling John Cock. Now Rutten, Franklin was coming hard, and the kick was pulled out near the boundary. Bock, not the most elegant player in the game, but by golly, he's an effective one. And the kick is good too. His skills are excellent. Thompson. Adelaide waiting for the right avenue to open up to bring the ball out. They squirt it around. John Cock, Marich, Van Berlo. Good pressure though from the Hawthorn front half. And again, Bock out near the boundary line to retrieve and just beat off Franklin and give it to Stevens.
Gee, it was heart-in-your-mouth stuff there for the Crows, but they got out of it, but not for long. Turnover. Marked by Renoff. Hawks get it back. Lewis onto the left, looks for Franklin. It won't get on the full. He tries to turn Stevens inside out. Lucky not to be penalised, Franklin. Bateman's got it. He's run down. Play on again, says the umpire. McLeod, good hands. Oh, bang. Big tackle. And a high tackle, said the umpire.
Oh, gee.
I'm reporting you, bud. Reporting you.
Franklin has been reported. What a sensation. Buddy Franklin has had his number taken.
Marriott showed great support for his teammate. And he's probably lucky he wasn't free kick, Marriage, for the bump on Buddy that put him down.
I reckon that's one you've almost got to watch in real time to fully grasp it, because it'll look late here.
The hitch to the head. The hitch to the head, so he's in real trouble.
Gee, it happened quickly, though. What did you think, Malcolm?
I agree with you, Tim. I think if you watch it in real time, it's a bit like the good ones last week, which everyone really liked.
Well, we'll see it 1,000 times over the next 2 days, gentlemen. You can bet your bottom dollar on that.
In all fairness, I'm not sure that the Adelaide player was going down, just at the wrong time.
Dowdy kicks to the wing. It'll be interesting to see how Franklin copes with this now. Big test for him. He's had his number taken. Can he respond? In the meantime, McLeod has been sensational. Here's a setup for Adelaide. Edwards sidesteps, goes to the pocket.
Gee, that was good play.
And Jericho will have a ping at the goal.
He just needs to...
No, he wants to dish off, and he does.
Yeah.
Improves the angle. Good play.
Yeah, I was going to say, settle down, kick the goal, but he's done the right thing. He's found someone directly in front. But Murphy overcommitted on Edwards, bullet a gate at him, and he just sidestepped him so easily. And I tell you what, this will lift the roof here at Amy if it goes through after that passage of play. Buddy getting reported for putting a Crow down.
Scott Thompson. Another lost opportunity for the Crows. 2 behinds to Thompson. Plenty for Alistair Clarkson to think about. Lance Franklin, number taken. A Brownlow fancy.
I should think betting might be suspended. It can't cost him a Coleman. You can be rubbed out and win the Coleman, and there's no certainty he'll be rubbed out. That's one for very studious analysis. And at times like that, you wouldn't want to be on the match review panel. Although most of us reckon by Tuesday of every week we should be. This is Birchall to Williams. Has he got the carry here to Lewis? He has. And it's Hawthorn's turn to build. It is a match of parry and thrust so far. The Crows having the better of it, but Hawthorn not far away. There he is. Franklin. Boyle forced onto his left side, and a poor kick was the result. Rutten parked underneath. Takes the comfortable mark for Adelaide. They're a great team, Adelaide. Doughty, Vince, Bock.
Gee, they switch it in that back pocket to back pocket. I reckon we've seen that a dozen times tonight.
And Rob, one of the great things I like about Bock, I don't think it'd matter if Franklin kicks 12 goals on him. He'll still try and get the footy and get it out of defence and help his team.
He's attacking, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's quick. He's quicker than you think.
I just think that a lot of fullbacks will go on Franklin and they'll get it stay at home instead of just get the ball out of your area. Is the best way to not get him a kick.
And I think that's one reason why Buddy Franklin's frustrated at the moment, is because he hasn't been kicking goals and his opponent's been getting plenty of the ball.
Yep.
Good use of the body.
Kick.
Thompson squares it up and finds McLeod.
Oh no.
Now he's played on and it hasn't come off. Another lost opportunity for the Crows. Oh, ducking the head, Hodge, and he's got the freak. That'll test out the jaw.
Yeah, and he's hurt. You can see he's holding his head. And the tackle was pretty ferocious because Andrew McLeod was disappointed with his pass to his teammate.
Murphy for the Hawks. Came in to replace Trent Crowe, who was a late withdrawal, marked by Ellis. It's the Crows by 9.
Hawks will have another go. Birchall taking it wide, and Williams, middle stages, second term. full house at Amy Stadium. It really is an atmospheric site and venue tonight. Now Lewis took it over, surrendered rather meekly, and the crowd think he surrendered quite deliberately. But there'll be no free kick. The umpires have been sparing with the whistle, just 7 paid. Front position Griffin here. Vince trying to hustle it out. Now another ball up.
Needs a bit of just take a breath this game, doesn't it? I mean, it's had a bit of everything.
Dominated possession, haven't they?
Well, a lot of that's been their kicks across the back line where they've marked, handball, just maintained control of the ball, played a bit of keepings off the Crows.
Goodwin receiving from Thompson, both big possession earners, and Edwards another part of that tremendous midfield. Stuart Dew now, and placing it to Hawthorn's advantage in the middle.
Beautiful kick to Young, who's also a raking left foot kick. He puts it to the 50. Oh, beautiful mark from Stevens. Boyle can't get in the game. Thompson again starting to rack up those stats. That's number 13 over to Knights. And that's a shocking turnover marked by Morton.
That's 3 or 4 times they've gone forward this quarter, the Crows, and they've burnt the ball across half forward.
Here's Rioli. Goes inboard and marked by Young. Now he bangs it long. Franklin is again one out. Not now, he's not. Roughhead from the side, no mark. Gets the footy though. Good tackle. Franklin against Bott. Whistle. Free kick to Franklin. Gee, there didn't seem to be much in that. Did not seem to be much in that.
Nathan, Bocky, here. Come back, you can go sideways, just don't go forward.
And here's the free kick. Oh, that is not a free kick. The way this game's been umpired, it's been great, and then pick a ticky touch one run out like that. So Franklin's got it.
His kicks usually swing from left to right.
He's kicked 3 points. He's been reported. He's done everything tonight except kick a goal. He hadn't done that either.
It's a very unkind crowd here, Malcolm.
I wonder if it's affecting his kicking a little. The pressure is on him here, isn't it? He's got a tough opponent.
Well, it's a good test, isn't it? Now he's had his number taken. See how he responds.
It was a rather fortunate free kick, I'd agree on that, Court, as you see a lot worse given the green light every week. This is Rutten.
Let's be fair, though. I mean, I love watching him, but he does have that left footer's hook problem. And I think you're going to see that throughout the rest of his career, unless you can do something miraculous to fix it up.
Of course, he had one of the best days of his career against Adelaide in the finals last year. Kicked 7 at Telstra Dome to eliminate the Crows from the race. Play on call here on John Cock. He has a couple of targets along the boundary line. He goes for a longer one in Van Berlo, giving it to the first gamer, Otten. Palms a little sweaty. The hand pass not great. Murphy to Mitchell. Now Ladson for Hawthorn. Sees a hole and goes for it. Good aggressive play. Clark, Hodge, having to wait for not the kindest bounce. Mitchell, Osborne, and eventually Hawthorn are on the march. And Roughhead could line them up from there. In fact, I'm sure he will line them up from there, to Neil Craig's chagrin.
You're on your line, Jared. The mark's right here. Stay there, guys.
It took a bit for Hawthorn to gain some free run there, but finally it was Osborne who was released. And this man, a big redhead from Leongatha, Roughhead, kicks long and kicks a goal. And the Hawks are within 3 points.
Well, they've made the most of their opportunities, and Jared Roughhead is a very, very good player. Gets forgotten a little bit because he's in the shadow of Franklin, but in his own right is a super player.
Remember those days, Malcolm?
Certainly do.
And just see with the marks there, 78 to 49 in favour of Adelaide. A lot of those marks are in the Adelaide Crows defensive half where they just go from one pocket to the other pocket, one flank to the other flank. And that's why the amount of time that they have the ball in their possession is much higher than Hawthorn's.
Well, it's an enthralling game of football at the moment. Here's an opportunity. Douglas inside 50 for Adelaide. Edwards, no mark, no free kick. Ball's fed out. Bateman, he's bowled over. Goodwin, like a pinball machine, he goes down. 3 Hawks with all their heads over the ball and they somehow extract it. Hodge, sweeping handball over to Morton. Off the ball, Bateman's hurt. Bateman looks in a bit of trouble. Is it a hamstring?
Thanks, Simon.
Hawks have got it deep in defence. Gillam, Bateman is limping. Looks like a right hamstring. As the trainers rush out. He came into the game with a sore leg after a corky last week. So Hawks still have possession. What's Bateman doing? He's coming off. Yeah, he's in trouble. So a few problems for the Hawks. Another midfielder goes down by the looks of things, and it's an important one. Here's the incident. Bent over to pick up the footy and twang the hamstring there.
They're finely tuned athletes. And sometimes the tight strings just get stretched beyond their tolerance level. Osborne, nice with the left to Young. Just 4 points in it. Hawks haven't been in front yet, can build up here and try and kick the goal to actually put their noses in front. Jared Morton. Young again is a penetrating kick, 70 out, places it well, rough head at the end of it. Franklin lurking, Bock with him. What a contest. Crows control it. Griffin, Bock.
They've got great composure on that last line. They don't panic.
Kick a little untidy, almost let rough head in. So an important throw in here. Adelaide have won 8 clearances to none in this quarter. Hawthorn looking for one. Corey.
Yeah, Chance Bateman's gone down the room, fellas, but remember the final last year, we all thought he pulled his hamstring and he was dead and buried. He got it strapped up and came back on, so don't write him off.
That's a high tackle, is it, on Doughty? No, said the umpire. He was caught a bit blindsided there, and we'll have a bounce.
Gee, after the kick that was paid to Franklin 3 minutes ago, how can you let those go? Look at that. Look at that.
He's got the choker hold on him. The umpire was blindsided, Tim.
Or just blind.
Tim, you normally call them rubber the green, don't you?
Here's Boyle. He's tackled by Stevens. There's crows all around him. Eventually fed it out. Franklin, kick smothered by Thompson. His head's over the ball. Franklin leaves him alone. Oh, that's out on the full. And it's a free kick go to the Hawks, and it's going to be taken by... Is it going to be Young? No, it's not. He gives it up. And that's a better result for the Hawks because Williams has got it. And this is not beyond the realms.
No, he might fancy himself here. He likes these shots.
I've seen 1 goal kicked here in the last 33 years. Or thereabouts.
Williams improves the angle.
Can we get the second one?
Kicks.
Yes!
You've seen 2,
yes!
Malcolm. And the Hawks are in front.
Didn't he do it beautifully? He can kick it, can't he? That's a bad decision under pressure. Try and kick it 10.
What should he have done? Because he was trying to avoid the smother, wasn't he?
Yeah, just follow through, I reckon. The only thing about tonight is the breeze is almost non-existent. It's usually impossible to kick him from there, but what a kick.
Adelaide dominating the takeaways, but Hawthorn have found a goal kicker. Mark Williams, 2 in this quarter, has given the Hawks the lead.
Brent Renoff doing the ruck work for the Hawks. First gamer from Southport in Queensland.
Griffin coming the other way for Adelaide. Can the Hawks win a clearance? Yes, they will. It was a high tackle. Advantage called. Hodge getting under the kick. Franklin can't get to the drop. But the bounce favoured him there. Impossible angle. And that's about as good as he could do from out there.
I thought it might have been the 3rd one in 33 years.
4 behinds to Franklin. Quick kick out by the Crows. Douglas over to Vince. Back to Douglas at half-back. There's a couple of Crows loose on the wing. Edwards, and that's a good hold-up by Hawthorn. That's a good little win for the Hawks, and they'll be happy with that.
Gladstone, very good. Didn't let the ball get past him.
So Hawthorn, for the first time in the match, in front. They lead by 3. Scott Thompson is up to 14 disposals, 9 of those this quarter.
Vince for the Crows, getting some penetration with the left foot. Thompson and Edwards. Poor pleasure. Needs to be good there. It was good. Thompson from the difficult angle. Puts it right across the face and it stays alive. That was extraordinary. Jericho now puts it back whence it came. And poor pleasure is on the end of it.
Well, poor pleasure gave the quick, slick handball to Thompson. It was an absolute beauty. And we all thought it would have gone out of bounds, but it stayed in and relayed back. I think he's got a bit of a smile on his face. He can't believe that he missed everything. And have a look at this. Quick, poor pleasure. Super quick hands.
He just got the wrong point on the ball there. Now here's poor pleasure's shot. Adelaide having a giant slice of luck, and they profit to the max. They're back in front.
Gee, 2 classy bits of work there from poor pleasure. That pickup, Rob, as you mentioned, that's quality, isn't it?
He's a class act, Malcolm. He's only played just under 40 games. Yeah. He's been around a while, had injuries, but I reckon he's finally got his body the way it needs to be able to play at this level, and that gives him confidence, and we're seeing him at his best.
Covered 5.5 Ks already, Jason Poor-Pleasure. Hart just resting a little after that goal. And it's the Crows back in front by 3 points. First versus fourth on the ladder. Hawks on top at the start of this round. Adelaide 4th position. Lewis had possession. Umpire says I'll bounce.
Good tackling, fellas.
Third man in was Thompson. Didn't really succeed, and we'll have another stalemate here. Leading stat getters in the game, Van Berlo, Thompson, 16 each for Adelaide. For the Hawks, 14 to Ellis and 11 each to Young and Hodge. Still monitoring Jason Poor-Pleasure. Vince, he has it pinned to his chest, and another bounce.
Yes, and whilst this has all happened, getting towards half-time, Coach Craig has dropped John Cock into the back line as an extra man in defence. So it's a 4-on-3 if the ball goes into Hawthorn's forward line.
And the look on Chance Bateman's face there, guys, sitting in the dugout, looks like he's a goner for the night. Corey Wingard.
Yeah, boys, Chance Bateman came out from the dugout. I was overly optimistic. He's sitting in the back of the bunker, never a good sign, and ice on that right hamstring. I think his night is done.
It was a good call, though, Corey. Harking back to that final last year, certainly jogged my memory. Big crowd around this footy. And there'll be another ball up. Gee, might take a free kick to break this one open. That's what Jeff Crouch would have done. Lonely figure, Graham
Yes.
John Cock.
Well, he's a good man to have back there as the extra one. He reads it perfectly.
Now, ball might come clear. Edwards over it. McLeod prizing it out with the boot. Crows forwards applying pressure, though, and tying things up. For all the apparent advantage statistically Adelaide have had in this game, the entries to the 50 of Hawthorn's way 19-18. They've moved the ball more directly and longer than Adelaide, who of course are a big possession side, working around methodically. Climbing in was Tippett to knock it clear. Edwards getting tackled. Well done by Morton. Lewis and Morton again. And just with breathing space, and a shepherd from Ladson was able to make the takeaway for the Hawks. Confident stuff from a young player. Gillam poking it up the wing. Oh, big collision. John Cock coming one way and big rough head the other. Neither flinched. Poor-Pleasure Roughhead back to it. Knight's with him, got him over the shoulder. Free kick to Roughhead.
Thompson's had 11 disposals in this second term. Here's Xavier Ellis, who's the leading stack getter for the Hawks. This is his 15th touch. Not a lot on offer, but coming off the bench is Hodge, and he gets an uncontested mark, and he goes inside 50. Gee, they worked that well, the Hawks. And Williams can go back and kick a goal. Don't know why he wants to pass it off. From that distance, he should have a shot.
Well, he kicked the tough one, didn't he? This is a lot easier.
Yep.
And how often do you see a player come off the interchange bench and mark unopposed as Hodge just did?
You reckon any coach can tell you that, though, Rob, now? I reckon it's a bit of luck, footy now.
Oh, well, with all of those changes, it is. That's right.
Yeah, Williams' heart is pumping as he lines up for goal. He's kicked two, and he misses that one. Yeah, it's the Crows by 2 points.
Yeah, because I reckon you've added luck with the interchange.
Absolutely. You make 80, 90 interchanges in a game. There's bound to be times when you bring a player on and there's a switch of play and all of a sudden no one's had time to pick him up.
Exactly.
John Cock to Goodwin. Less than half a minute to go in the first half, and the scores reflecting quite precisely the sort of game it's been. There's a boot and a free kick Adelaide's way. The legs sticking out.
Back a metre.
Poor pleasure. Good contributor up forward for the Crows. Van Berlo. Ball touched the ground. So we reach half-time. Adelaide 2 points in front, but it would be a brave man who would dare predict which way this one's going to fall, Robert Walls.
Oh, look, absolutely, Tim. It's an enthralling contest. I think both teams have strangled each other to a certain extent. Therefore, it's a low-scoring game. Every goal's really important because there's not too many of them out there. But I would think on general play from what we've seen, the Hawks haven't been able to get their game going at all, so there's a big upside for them.
Thanks, Rod. There's the shots of Lance Franklin at halftime in the rooms. As one of our extraordinary cameramen, Tim, mentioned at halftime, Shane, someone had $10,000 on Buddy to win the Brownlow yesterday, so he'd be nervous. But the big question, look, he's 21 now. He's in his 68th game, Malcolm Blight. How will he come back from being reported? Because obviously it plays with your mind a bit.
Look, I'm sure it would. I'm sure a lot of people have gone up and said, listen, don't worry about it. We'll sort that out on Monday. And that would be the way to approach that.
Yep.
Hawks have got Buddy starting up on a half-forward flank, Boyle down in the goal square.
He's goalless for the night. He has 4 behinds. It could have been much better. Play underway. Adelaide by 2 points.
You took possession when you should have knocked it out, holding the ball.
Well, there's a bit of a switch, I fancy, that perhaps the umpires are just going to be a bit tougher to try and open those centre packs up. Goodwin takes it for Adelaide. Goes for Doughty. Had the sit on Osborne, couldn't hang on to it. Shirley, Doughty.
Knock it out, guys. Knock it out.
I don't know whether they can split this pack open. There'll be a ball up. Sam Mitchell, the player, penalised. He got his hands on the ball and was immediately turned upside down.
Sam Mitchell hasn't been able to get too much of it. He's been tagged by Van Berlo and Shirley for the first half.
Campbell a clean tap, but the Hawks couldn't take it away, so here we go again.
And whilst this is happening, the Crows have dropped one player extra back in defence.
It's actually Nathan Bock and Buddy Franklin's gone up near where the action is. He'll get up with this, I reckon.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Lewis stripped of the footy. Knights keeps it alive. Puts it inside Adelaide's 50. No mark to Thompson.
Buddy's down there. There he is.
Yeah.
And Malcolm picked it. Buddy's gone into the back line chasing kicks.
So advantage paid. Franklin looks for Young, who had the arms hacked, so there'll be a free kick.
Clinton Young.
Like the idea, Malcolm?
I do, actually. It just frees him up. I mean, not that he was playing poorly, but just sometimes to have a bit of a blowout, I reckon, is not a bad idea.
And it was interesting, wasn't it? Bock was happy to let him go.
Yep. Well, that's 50.
Hold it there.
Well, it's not 50.
Getting tough in your old age.
Oh, look, can I say, I don't say much about the umpires because I get most of them right.
Young loads up on that left. It's a sizzling pass to Williams, who couldn't hang on to it. Here's Rioli, pinched it to Franklin. Puts out the don't argue. Back to Rioli, hemmed in, so just squares it up on the left, and it finds Roughhead, who has been rewarded for playing in front.
Well, a couple of touches to Buddy Franklin, and it's an interesting one. Does Bock follow him everywhere, or does he let him have a bit of freedom and get a couple of easy touches like he's got? And all of a sudden, quickly into the Hawks forward line, unselfish share.
Jared Roughhead for his second to put the Hawks back in front.
Rob, obviously he's missed it at the post, but Rob, I'm of a mind, if you're going O'Kane player and you've got him not down by any means, but on top of him, why wouldn't you go with him?
I think you let him off the leash. Yeah. I would tend to say Neil Craig tends to like to have extras back in defence.
Yes, he does. Not so much this year. He's actually changed that approach a bit, which I think's been good.
Look, the Adelaide Crows are an 8-goal better team this year than last year. They average 5 more goals a game and the opposition 3 goals less.
Corey Wingard.
Yeah, Chance Bateman, boys, he's out of the game with that hamstring injury. He won't be coming back. Mark Williams also had a slight twinge at the top of his right hamstring. Keep an eye on him. Luke Hodge, that jaw. I'll hold the phone there.
Bad turnover by the Crows. Very nearly gave Hawthorn a goal. It might yet. Clark, Williams, Clark again, Mitchell swinging it back, kicking it well, kicking the goal, and the Hawks are in front.
Well, once again, it was mistakes by the Crows in that second quarter, and the one at the start of this. I mean, you can highlight any mistake you like, but I mean, it's really a regulation handball that's missed, and I mean, quite frankly, if you don't pay from it, the other team must be no good at all. So a great kick, and just what the Hawks wanted.
He doesn't kick many goals, Sam Mitchell. That's just a 20th goal in his 120-game career. His second for this season, but it was a valuable one. It puts the Hawks in front by 5. In the middle, Marich got the tap. Campbell tried to do the roving unsuccessfully. And now the Crows go inside 50. Quick kick. Little bit of soccer played by Jericho. He's trying to shepherd it through. It's a point to Jericho. Back to Corey Wingard.
Yeah, boys, I was saying about Luke Hodge's jaw. We know it'll take a lot more than that to stop him. He's a tough nut. He's still out there. For the Crows, Nathan Bassett, that shoulder or neck complaint just didn't get any better during that second term. He hasn't reappeared in the start of this third quarter, so he's in a fair bit of trouble, and his night is over as well.
Marked by Hodge. Beautiful pass to Rioli, to the run of Ladson. Dishes off to Birchall. He goes out wide. Finds Osborne, good run. Hawks starting to get some run into their game now. Clark inside 50, poor kick. Straight down the throat of an Adelaide player. And John Cock, who found Shirley to McLeod. Perhaps the game will open up a little bit now. Bock pops one over the top to Knights, and the Crows have an opportunity.
There's Hawthorn applying pressure, but Adelaide holding up. Tyson Edwards now. And the pass is just too strong. Ellis could have marked it, but I think so committed in the mind was he to defence, he just hammered it away.
Franklin's gone down towards this back pocket area for the Hawks, and Bock is 120 metres away from him across the half-back line for the Crows.
Of course, Franklin has such running power. He ran from there to the other end of the ground to figure in a build-up 2 or 3 minutes ago. Let's see if he can make something of this. Lewis, Ellis, Ladson. And the Hawks come out of defence now. Murphy to Young. Well, the kick wasn't quite what he wanted. Osborne has given away a free kick, I fancy. It's adjudged a push. He just overplayed it slightly. Playing from behind. Edwards' ball. Alistair Clarkson looking quite controlled on what we've seen tonight. Edwards kicks it to the pack. Thompson up. Hawks with numbers down. Murphy, Mitchell. Oh, Campbell was loafing. Just got it off in time. Mitchell cool. Roughhead also coming up into the back half. Wasn't 15. Lovely kick. Osborne to Hodge. Now a probing ball. Won't be much there for the Hawks. It's Young on his own. Williams working inside, but the tackle was good from Graham John Cock. It needed to be. Adelaide hold up.
Oh, again, heart-in-your-mouth stuff there for the Crows fans, but they're out of trouble. Andrew McLeod finds Doughty, who spilt the beans, but cleverly kept it alive and tapped it to Knights. It's a fair result for the Crows. Good handball by Knights to Bock, who just momentarily took his eye off it, but again, he also has time to steady. Now it ends up in the hands of Rutten, who pops it over the top to Edwards. Edwards to Goodwin. The old-timers combine. Goodwin just pumps it long and high inside 50. Brown, one out with Jericho. Murphy the spoils. Got it over to Gillam. Back to Brown. And now it's the Hawks' turn out of defence as he switches wide and finds Young.
Gee, the ball moves quickly from one end to the other. Interchanges happening pretty rapidly down there. Energy-sapping contest.
Not a lot to kick to for Young. He looks for Lewis, but he's turned it over.
50 metres.
50.
And Jordan Lewis has a habit of doing that.
Gee, it's a generous 50 too. So his player's been brought right into with about 15 metres out from goal.
Yeah, well, that is a huge 50.
It's about 70 metres.
Tim, you're the expert on 50 metres. Is that more than 50?
No, surveying was never my thing, Malcolm.
Oh. It is a long.
Must kick goal for Richard Douglas. And it is the Adelaide Crows back in front.
Well, sometimes you just get your timing wrong, and I think that didn't look too much malicious in that to me. It was really just a timing issue, and as Neil Craig looks on, they've been working hard, both coaches. This is pretty tight. Good game of footy, though.
Malcolm, you'd know Neil Craig better than anyone. I've got no doubt that he's encouraged his team to play a more attacking brand of football this year. They had to. Defensively, probably the very best in the competition last year, but they just didn't kick a score. Is it against his grain to be bold with his attacking play?
No, actually, as a player, and most in South Australia, remember, Neil, he was quite an attacking midfielder and very skillful. So it is a natural thing for him to do, I believe.
Well, our replays did peg out that 50, and I agree with you, Malcolm. It was a long one. Here's Luke. Jericho needs clean hands. Got them. Needs a good kick from the angle. Good placement for Tippett. Thompson and Murphy. Thompson conjuring it away. Trying to get it back. Poor Pleasure. Might have been tackled high.
What's that for pressure? This is fair income, isn't it? There's some games you see and the scoreboard might be close and the skills mightn't be as good, but this has been caused by pressure.
Yes, and Adelaide, the #1 team in the comp for winning contested ball.
On.
The last 4 goals in the game have changed the lead. It's that sort of contest. Adelaide now looking for one to give themselves a little cushion. Hawks crowding it. Marich first hand on it, but Lewis to Young to Birchall was good for Hawthorn, and now it's Clark.
Thanks, Andrew. What there? Me.
Clark goes short.
Close to Luke.
And again, Buddy's along the wing. Smaller players are guarding him because Box off him. Box coming down thinking, gee, I better pick him up now.
Kick is to the wing. Franklin in front. Here's Van Berlo. Off to his skipper. It's a good handball to Doughty. Back to Van Berlo, who's racking them up tonight. So the Crows into their pocket, forward pocket, but it's a 2-on-1 contest here, and the mark's taken by Brown. To Gillam. To Birchall. Good tackle. And was that deliberate? McLeod wants to free. We'll have a throw in.
Right now, the Crows have got a couple of players back. John Cox playing back, and Paul Pleasure now coming up to the ball. So The Hawks should really win this. They've got more players around the footy at the moment.
But they didn't, or did they? Paul Pleasure got the ball, but got it to Mitchell, who was caught high. What does Amy Stadium hold, Malcolm? The crowd's just been posted 44,559. What's the max here?
I think it's about 48, 49. Yeah, maybe. Does it quite get to 50? I'm not quite sure if it has.
Just saw a shot of Franklin. He's a bit exhausted. He's gone to full forward to have a spell.
So the free kick went Adelaide's way. But again, with the Hawks with numbers back, repel it pretty easily. Mitchell into the middle to Roughhead, who takes the mark.
Has he gone? Not yet, not yet.
Behind the centre. Rioli coming with the flight. Bounce eluding him, but Boyle looks inboard and sees Williams. And really, he's been the X-man up there. Franklin is leading the carry, not quite in the kick. And Box able to mop it up.
Gee, they get numbers back, the Crows.
McLeod, Rutten, John Cock, McKay. Comes from Hawthorn territory, Trinity Grammar in Kew. John Cock to Douglas. Kicked a goal earlier in the quarter, defending now. Thompson, Roughhead front on. Free kick if not a mark.
Well, he made him earn it, that's good.
Push out, thank you.
Comments from Hardman Walls, and there it was, he did.
Hold it there, Luke, play on now.
Now Van Berlo.
Yeah.
That is sloppy. Stevens giving it up. Morton. But the Crows keep applying pressure. Shirley. Marriage, Doughty. Now Thompson. Adelaide dangerous here. Vince is loose. Has men running for him. They've all been sucked up from the goal square. Now they get back. Tippett is there. Got one pair of hands. That was all he had, unfortunately. He's only human after all. Brown clears and finds Osborne.
Well, his last 2 or 3 marking contests, Tippett's gone to ground actually under pressure, and I mean, you just can't lean your body away from the ball and not give it a contest. Can't keep falling over in front of goals.
This game is just clocked up at the moment. You've got to be clean with your possession, otherwise you're going to pay a heavy price. Ladson short to Morton.
There's not much kicking to contest going on.
Inside 50s this quarter. Adelaide dominating 10-3. Ladson to Mitchell. It's an ordinary kick too from the Hawthorn skipper, but he follows up with a soccer off the ground, effective one. Roughhead, he's wrapped up by Rutten. And camped over the ball as a Hawthorn player. It was Campbell. Umpire said no, play on. And now he'll be forced to bounce. It's like old-fashioned 70s footy at the moment, Rob.
It is.
About 25 players or more around the ball.
No place for the faint-hearted.
See if I can get Lance Franklin a goal by telling you that he hasn't gone goalless in a match for 45 games. It was round 11, 2006 on this ground against Port Adelaide. But he's not getting one here because the Crows are away and they could be dangerous. Jericho, though, fumbled. Did well with the numbers against him. Knights popping it over the top to Goodwin. Just couldn't work forward immediately. Has to wait. And just has to hold it in midfield. Knights. Now John Cock up from defence. Can see a lot of Hawthorn in front of him. Takes it wide. Thompson and Pleasure both out there, but Thompson can only see it over. So 44,500 here watching a very tense struggle.
Sam Mitchell's starting to run hot. Shirley's been moved onto him.
Campbell out strengthening Griffin there, belting it down to Ladson. Morton, Osborne, and Hawthorn come out of defence again.
Here's Franklin. Can he get there? He can.
Well, again, his opponent, Bock, is 140 metres away from him.
Beautiful kick to Rioli. Off to Osborne. That's a breaking handball. If Hodge can get onto it, he can't. He won't give up. Boyle got it to Rioli. To Osborne, little left foot kick to Roughhead, who goes sideways, and it's come off. It's marked by Williams, and he will go back and try and kick his third and put the Hawks back in front.
The value of a mark inside your 50. Well done by Roughhead. Didn't panic. He could have been excused for swinging on his left boot and having a shot. Just showed really nice composure here.
Mark Williams kicked 2 goals, 1. Hawthorn boys can see the comedy in it in the coaching box. And Williams has missed the easy ones and kicked the hard ones tonight.
There's a bit of Chinese checkers going on here, Rob. It's the Adelaide players are actually, when their ball's in their forward line, as we watch this 50-metre penalty here, they're actually playing loose men in defence, so it's making it hard for them to score, but equally hard for the Hawks. So it's, yeah, I'm not sure at the moment whether this is actually a really good tactic for which side. I'll let you know in about 33 minutes.
Yeah, well, basically what happens when each team gets it up in their own forward line, they're outnumbered.
Yeah, that's right. So it's really which coach is actually going to run the dice, or which player, more importantly, is going to do something spectacular to break that hold.
Bernie Vince.
Yeah, well, this is what...
Stevens. And now Rutten. Hawthorn with 16 men behind the centre. John Cock. Adelaide being forced very wide. Douglas.
This is where, this may sound silly, but this is where if you can get the ball to that 70 metres out, Rob, and kick a torpedo, puts all this nonsense out of business, doesn't it?
There's Stuart Dew at the moment.
Yeah, well, someone like that, yeah.
Adelaide going via the Cape. Bock receives. Doughty.
Box had 22 disposals.
Now Edwards. They're not quite back where they started. They've gone a massively circuitous route here.
Desperately trying to get a mark inside their forward 50.
That's why.
Griffin, and he does punt long. Can someone snare it? Big Campbell's there in front though, and he snares it down the back for the Hawks.
And he shorts it to Osborne.
It's lost a bit of momentum this game, hasn't it? It's fascinating watching it, but 6 goal.
Oh, the kick from Brown was dodgy. Can Adelaide make him pay? Poor Pleasure should. Poor Pleasure does. Something had to give.
Well, the coach is going off his head because a skill error has killed his team.
Yeah, well, it always will, won't it? And that's a pretty good finish, though, as the player running at him. As I said, something had to break. Yeah.
Kicking error or a vision error?
Yeah, I think decision error. Yeah, as much as anything, wasn't it?
A bad judgment from Brown. He'll be more unhappy than anyone.
And in a game in which they're playing keepings off, a bad skill error will cost you. And Alistair Clarkson, he's most upset about that Campbell-Brown pass, which didn't hit the target and came back straight over his head for a goal.
This is where it can kill you, Rob. If you get the next one out the middle and get the next goal, that's when you get doubly cross as a coach.
Yes, that's what pressure does. Yeah. And eventually a crack appeared. Edwards into the 50, and poor Pleasure for his second goal in a minute. His third of the night. The Crows by 13 points.
And it's just what Malcolm said. You battle, you battle, you battle, you get a goal against the tide. You go back, you have a centre bounce, a quick clearance, and bang, you get another one. The crowd's up. The hearts sink with the Hawk players. And all of a sudden, what was a tight contest opens up.
Oh, he's a beauty, this lad, too. Now, another one. And then the coach gets really mad.
To see the look in his eyes as he said that, it was scary.
He was having a joke about 2 minutes ago, but gee, how things can change quickly.
Yeah.
Inside 50s tell a bit of a story there.
It's the Crows by 13.
Need to get a clearance here, the Hawks.
They've been smashed in the clearances. Hodge to Mitchell. Not a great kick inside 50. Roughhead playing full forward at the moment. Gets it.
Play.
Fends off. Now Franklin on his wrong side. Back to Roughhead, who from a standing start just bangs it on the boot for a magnificent goal. Roughhead's got his second. What about that from a standing start?
And good on him too. You know why? He attacked the ball, played in front from a mongrel kick in front of him. Good on him. If you're going to lead your player all day, play like that. That is sensational play. And the two young stars, believe me, have kept them in this game. Great goal. Just what the Hawks needed right now, right then. Perfect.
He's a good player, Jared Roughhead. In front, cop the don't argue there to Stevens, shares the footy, given back to him, and he's able to hook it round. And that is his 37th goal of the year.
A veritable deluge of 3 goals in as many minutes. Adelaide away. Edwards to Big Griffin. Little hand pass. Hawthorn's ball. Morton giving it up. Vince well tackled. Normal transmission resumed. Doughty brought down face first into the turf of Amy Stadium.
Just don't throw your head back, Michael. Don't throw your head back.
Just umpire.
Well called. Bock has come up the ground. Just dropped it onto his boot and pumped. Ellis up. Ladson down. Hodge. Birchall. Morton. Lewis. Hawthorn looking to string a couple of goals together and restore the status quo. Doughty after that little lecture from the umpire, supported by Stevens. Throw in. 7 points in it, not much of the third quarter left.
It's in Hawthorn's attacking half. Franklin got the handball out to Mitchell. Under pressure, got it to Morton, to Lewis. Over the top to Williams. Williams sweeps it into the middle to Brown. Brown by hand to Ladson, who kicks to Roughhead. Too much on that. Well and truly overcooked the kick, did Ladson. And McLeod's there just to mop up. Short to Goodwin. Now Edwards. From inside his own defensive 50. Hits the target in David McKay at halfback.
Hasn't got much to go to. There's 3 Hawks in front of him and 1 Crow. That's why he's just sitting on the footy.
All he can see is Cluster. Cluster to the left of him. Cluster in front of him.
Might be Cluster's last stand.
It could be.
He's a big arrow.
Edwards, bad kick from the veteran John Cocteau. Been steady all night. And Edwards back to mop up for McLeod. What reassuring sights those 3 are down there for Adelaide. Now Bock with Franklin still goalless. Corey Wingard, you've got something for us.
Yeah, guys, Tim Clark, another injury concern for the Hawks on the boundary line, trying to work his hamstring. He's had it extra strapped, and he's trying to get it working again to get back out there, but he's not looking that good at the minute.
A lot of hamstrings at the Hawks of late.
Ellis over the top to Mitchell. Just got rid of them for the pass to Birchall and the delivery to Roughhead, who's within range.
The Mitchell handball was an absolute corker. Under pressure, tackled, and he was able to spin. Have a look at it here. And just spiral it with a rocket handball to Birchall on the burst.
3 metres, Scott.
So Jared Roughhead, 2 for the night. Has his 3rd. The Hawks back within a point. Game on. It looked for a moment as though Adelaide might be on the way to breaking this open, but Hawthorn have hit back like the good side that they are, and it's been Jared Roughhead who's kicked a couple of goals to reel the Crows in.
Tim Clark has convinced the doctors he's A-OK. They've got him back out on the ground. They need his run, the Hawks. He's on the outer side wing.
Malcolm, I'm going to throw this to you. Roughhead's got the Hawks right back in this game. Do you move Bock off Franklin onto Roughhead and put Rutten back onto Franklin?
No, I wouldn't, Robert. To be perfectly honest. Stevens was on him then. I'm not quite sure if he got lost in the mix, but he stands the mark pretty well, Stevens, sometimes.
There's Roughhead amongst it again, trying to extract it out of the pack. You just sense there's going to be a kick in this with about a minute to go, Tim, don't you? You get that feeling. There's been nothing in this contest all night. Bit happening off the ball at the moment as Dowdy and Osborne go at it. In the meantime, the ball's on the wing. Gillam stood his ground. There's Renoff. His first game of AFL footy, and he has been penalised. Coming in for Taylor, who's out injured this week, should be back next week for the Hawks. That's good hard running. And Van Berlo, can he finish off his work? No. Gee, that would have been a bonus as we near three-quarter time. Had plenty of it, Van Berlo, Malcolm. Just at times probably doesn't use it as well as he could.
No, I'd still call him a developing player. I know he's been on the list for a few years now, but he can find the footy, and we know he's fit. It's just to be quality, you have to finish.
Into the last minute. Adelaide by a point at quarter time, by 2 at half time, by 2 in the last minute of the third quarter. It's been that tight. Now Hawthorn with time to make a move and grab the lead at the last change. Ellis with the field against him here. What does the umpire make of that? He makes ball of it. Adelaide's ball. And the chances with the Crows now for the last charge here. In the last 30 seconds. No one wanting to make a mistake. And apropos your comment about the tightness of it, Quartus, you just hope it's not decided on a defensive error at some point, which leaves some poor player hanging his head at the end of the night. Still Adelaide's ball in the last 10 seconds now. And Bernie Vince, can he kick that far and can he hold the line? He'll hear the siren in 3 seconds.
He actually can kick it a long way.
This is a big moment in the night. And a big breath or two required before Vince has the last kick of the third quarter. Taking a long run up. Can see plenty of it. Not coming back. And it was the Crows by 1 at quarter time, by 2 at half time, and by 3 at the last change of the night.
Three-quarter time, Hawthorn trying to end a 14-year drought against Adelaide here at AAMI Stadium, but the Crows, they led by 1 at quarter time, by 2 at half time. 3 points is the difference at the final change for Pleasure. 3 goals, Roughhead 3 for the Hawks. As we have a look at the running men that we have GPSs on tonight. Simon Goodwin has run over 10Ks, so has Rick Ladson. Paul Pleasure's had a fantastic game, 3 goals. And got his heart rate at one stage up to 196 beats a minute. Interesting, Hawthorn have won 10 of their 11 final quarters this year, Rob.
Yes.
So they are a fit side, but they do have some hamstring problems tonight.
You're right there, Quarters. They do finish their games particularly well, but we've got problems there with Bateman. And they'll continue to run the game out, no doubt about that. Look, they could well and truly win it. All they need is Buddy to kick a couple of goals, get their tail up. They've got to get some centre clearances. That's the main thing. They've just been beaten at the all-important centre clearances, and continually the ball is in their half-back line. So if they can get a couple of quick clearances, the game could turn quickly. Low-scoring affair.
Now, this is the live ladder, guys. It's an important game for the Hawks, but it's an even more important game for the Crows, because if they lose tonight, they basically drop those 2 games behind the top team. So this is the live ladder as it stands at the moment. The Cats still to play this weekend.
And it's the big challenge, of course, for the Adelaide Crows to beat a quality team. We mentioned at the start of the game, from their 8 wins, the Adelaide Crows have beaten 7 teams that are in the bottom half of the ladder. So they need to get a big scalp like Hawthorn.
Sydney home against St Kilda. Who's going to be the man to step up in the last quarter? 44,500 people here at AAMI Stadium as we go down to Corey Wingard.
Yeah, guys, Quarters, you talk about those hamstring rubs. Jordan Lewis was having one in that quarter as well. We know Chance Bateman's already out. And Michael Osborne was also having a rub. He was feeling some tightness in that hamstring. And Xavier Ellis was having a calf rub on the Crows side of things. Nathan Bassett, he's out with a shoulder or neck complaint there. The big man, Jonathan Griffin, had a big rub on his back too, so keep an eye on him.
It's down to this. 30 minutes left. Two of the biggest guns firing at each other all night. Crows lead the Hawks by 3. The Hawks win a rare centre clearance through Mitchell, who's got better as the night's worn on. Stevens attacked the ball. Goodwin, Doughty, Bock. Again, Adelaide very careful about the manner in which they deliver it from defence. Goodwin to Bock, who's come off Franklin this time. McLeod, oh, little loose. Chance for the Hawks. Clark, Lewis, Hodge, Lewis again. Franklin might be loose, but he's not at the drop of this one. John Cock over Rioli. And it's Adelaide at the fall. Van Berlo, John Cock. Marriage to Paul Pleasure and Knights.
It was a good kick by Paul Pleasure. It was an awkward one, but it was effective.
A fair bit of panic and all that, wasn't there?
Pressure. John Cox switches to Rutten. And that's not a great kick. The Roughheads had a good night for the Hawks. He knocks that over the line, so it's just outside the Hawks attacking 50. It's Adelaide in front by 3 points. Campbell works his way to the front, but he tapped it straight to Goodwin. Doughty stripped of the footy. Here's the big fella again, Campbell. What's happening off the ball? Something happening. Franklin in the pocket. Not from that angle. And he's hit the post.
Gee, to Franklin, a little nudge on his opponent as he accepted that handball was very, very intelligent football.
5 points tonight for Lance Franklin.
At least another point he's got to go, Stephen. Effectively.
As I said, 45 games since round 11 2006 that Lance Franklin last went goalless. Here's Knights having to find a bit of acceleration. He did it well. Heads for Stevens, but he just lost his position in the contest. Edwards dived in and had to get it out. Brown for Ladson. Steering left footer was good to Osborne, and Hodge sold the dummy. Just didn't quite hit Osborne with the hand pass, and they've ganged up on him. McLeod got Hodge high, no doubt. He had his head over the ball. He tackled him carelessly. Hawthorn's footy. Hawks have only been in front twice during the night. It's been Adelaide leading almost all night. Franklin there, but Bock outpoints him. And the honours in a big way, but with the Adelaide defender, with Franklin still goalless.
Bock has had 29 disposals and 13 marks. What a game he's having. Van Berlo, can he be clean here? Doughty, shrugged the tackle nicely, and it was a good handball too. Adelaide had possession. And good kick by Douglas to Thompson.
Lining up in the middle.
They are. Mark taken by Vince. And he kicks into the corridor where Goodwin has found some space. Oh, he can go on here. He can kick a goal, Goodwin. Should nail it. Goodwin kicks behind.
Geez, he only kicked it about 35 metres, Goodwin.
You'd be disappointed with that. There's Bock. What a game he's having.
So that was a big win, wasn't it? Even money aerial contest, and he took the honours clearly.
It was a big win, Tim, and that's why the Crows just had to kick that goal. And that was a huge win.
Yep. And Simon Goodwin, the man to nail it. And he didn't. Oh, there's a bad miss by Clark. Marriage got him, but Clark got rid of it. And the Hawks working it away. Hodge
Cop that.
goes for Williams.
There's your class in Luke Hodge.
Roughheads up in the square. Williams told he has played on. Just got too much curl on the kick. He's kicked 2 goals, 3. Franklin's kicked 5 behinds. They have 2-8 between them.
Have a look at this kick.
Strange decisions from Williams tonight, not to just go back and have a shot.
Surprising, isn't it? Because he usually
had
likes
a good angle there.
He likes to have a shot. And I'm sure that's why the coach is going off, because he's forward marked 40 metres out.
No reason to play on.
And chose not to go back and have a set shot.
So the Crows by 2. You can feel the tenseness in the crowd here at Amy Stadium. Full house, just about. Knights has got it in the back pocket, just shorts it.
It's funny, this isn't it? We're just watching this. Everyone's so careful with the kick. Eventually, I mean, if you get too careful, it becomes unnatural.
Doughty's told to go, so he kicks it as long as he possibly can. Marich, good mark. Every win's an important win in this last quarter. As Marich banks it to the wing.
Gee, that's a good kick from a ruckman.
To Thompson, who gets things moving quickly. Poor Pleasure's been dangerous. He's kicked 3. He pops it into the hole. Edwards marks. He should go back and have a shot.
The ruckman took a mark, Rob.
Yeah, the ruckman took an overhead mark, Malcolm. He went back and he booted it a 55-metre pass. And we'll have a look at Marich. Oh, this is Thompson here. Quickly switch it inboard. Clever kick by Paul Pleasure to set Edwards up.
Tyson Edwards.
They've taken 40 more marks, Adelaide, than the opposition.
Slight angle, 30 metres from goal. He's kicked 1 tonight. 9 goals for the season. That's a goal. Crows by 8.
Well, the formula for this game is that the Crows may get another one, and then the Hawks will come back. That's sort of been the trend of the game. Nice build-up then, and as Rob mentioned, the beautiful big mark, big fella, and then some good skill. Some composed players got hold of that footy then, and eventually Tyson Edwards with a goal on the second, and now a goal on the last.
Hawks have got their big guns in at the centre bounce at ground level. Mitchell, Lewis and Hodge.
8 points is the margin. Still it's Adelaide. They've led most of the night. Campbell beats Marich. Crows cover it. Poor Pleasure. Been outstanding for Adelaide. There's a breakdown of Adelaide's hold on this match. 84 minutes to 8. They've led. It was level for a minute. Due a hand pass, but straight to Paul Pleasure for another important kick. Edwards arriving, but Birchall got there first for the Hawks. Morton. Hawthorn's turn to flip it around, and Franklin once again working up the ground. Gillam. Didn't miss a game last year, hasn't missed one this year. One of only 4 Hawks to have played every game since the beginning of 2007 is Gillam. Morton to Birchall. Franklin to Osborne. And now on the lead, Roughhead. Brave was Paul Pleasure. Boyle back to Roughhead. Got rid of the tacklers, but then had to blaze. John Cock needed sure hands. John Cock and Rioli. John Cock too strong. And he controls proceedings for the Crows. Oh, good smother by Williams. It might have been involuntary, but there's a free kick to Adelaide.
Yeah, against Franklin for pushing the back, Tim. Great tackle, wasn't it? As I said, everything counts in this last quarter with the game so tight.
John Cock, 28 disposals in that back pocket. Spent most of the night on Cyril Rioli.
And Bock coming up for his 30th. John Cock kicks to the loose man, Doughty. So nicely worked by the Crows. And he kicks to the dangerous Paul Pleasure.
Played.
Getting in front was Renouf, but Paul Pleasure still won out. Quick hands to Marich. The big ruckman lost it. Renouf again, slow. Run down, play on, says the umpire. Thompson to Vince, he's wrapped up by Morton. Oh, it's getting desperate now. In there is Brown to Birchall. Looking for support, finding some. Quick kick by Young was a beauty under pressure.
Great play.
Now Gillam, and you get the kind bounce he does. There's not a lot on offer, though. He's going to have to go by hand over the top to Murphy. Murphy for the Hawks. Kicks to the Lewis direction. He's strong overhead, and he takes a good mark and plays on to Jew.
A man who can really kick a football with that left foot, and he did it well, and Williams had short hands. Mitchell, ever cool, and Buddy boy is going to be about 47 metres out.
Adelaide have not made one interchange this quarter.
Super kick by Mitchell. He struggled to get into the game in the first half. Sam Mitchell has been very, very good in the second half. Have a look at this bullet-like, non-preferred foot.
The Crows have made only 34 interchanges for the night. 34.
Gee, that's not many, is it?
Hawthorn a bit over 50 now. Here's Franklin, still goalless. 5 behinds next to his name. Huge moment. Big kick. Big, straight kick. And the Hawks are still alive.
It was a huge win across the full back line for Hawthorn. Gillum ended up with the ball, and then they methodically worked it up the ground, and Franklin finally, in all fairness, hasn't got a lot lace out tonight. A lot of the kicks have missed him. That one was good, and then there's that raking left foot kick, and a magnificent kick. Oh, it's been one of those games.
Bateman off. Bad hamstring. There's the interchanges. 55 to the Hawks. 36 only to the Adelaide Crows. Bock not happy that Franklin kicked that goal, giving him plenty behind play. It's the Crows by 2.
Neil Craig rarely interchanges any of his defenders.
Morton wrapped up by Vince, and we'll have a bounce.
Rod, I've got a theory too that some blokes, they say max out at X, whatever that number is. How do you know you can't go past X? Which law says that you can't? Which doctor says you can't? Find more in your heart to go longer.
I think coaches went interchange crazy in the first half of the year, and it's just settling back. And I think the other thing in players, basically, you know, if you're a midfielder, sure, you come off. But if you're a defender, you do get a chance to have a spell.
Sure.
And the best defenders like to play alongside each other because they're predictable to each other in the way that they play.
Birchall to Franklin. Deep in defence now to Morton.
I don't like this, how this bloke's getting his form up by doing this.
And Franklin has a bit of a dash. And he keeps going, Franklin. He wants the ball back, and Franklin gets it from 65. He goes short. No mark to Roughhead. Gee, they worked that well, the Hawks. Franklin's still going there. Can't get the football. Now Adelaide, can they go on the rebound here? It's a thumping kick. Oh, here's a big opportunity for the Crows. Paul Pleasure kicks to one out. Jericho and Murphy, and Jericho's got it. On the rebound, the Hawks rolled the dice. Yeah. The ball came back, and back they've been caught.
Good call.
Buddy was fantastic. Buddy was fantastic. He demanded the ball from his teammates. They felt obliged to give it to him. You can see he's blowing hard. Why not? And have a look. You've just got to give it to him. And this is where it falls down. The kick's fine. And it's Roughhead who doesn't take the mark. And the rebound catches them out. But that was Buddy trying to get his team over the line. I thought it was sensational.
Jericho for his second. He's got it. Adelaide by 8.
Couple of nice goals. Just a handful last week, and he could play at the ground. He could actually play midfield, couldn't he?
He could play anywhere.
Yeah.
He could play anywhere.
This bloke's a smart player, Jericho. See where he put that? Only one place. His finish has been brilliant.
Nathan Bock has at last conceded Franklin a goal, but he's had a huge night against perhaps the most dangerous player in the game. He's had 31 disposals, and by the end of the night, you'd imagine he might have had the most he's ever scored in a game.
But he's gone to the wing. He's pushed up to the wing, and this is interesting, Malcolm. Do you let him run free, or do you let Bock go and pick him up? I'd be tempted to say to Bock, you've got to run with him from now on.
Yeah, I'd be a bit inclined. He's such a good read of the game, Bock. I mean, it's an interesting call. What Clarkson's done, now what Neil Craig's reacted to. In other words, he's pulled him back.
Well, what classic counter-attacking football that was by Adelaide to again give themselves the flimsiest cushion, an 8-point lead.
Tim, we mentioned about a night grand final. What if this was the night grand final? Later in September, we mean.
It's funny, young McKay looked around and saw Buddy and said, what the hell are you doing on me?
And then he said, I'm not taking it.
Right off. Good
Good for the Hawks here, down to Hodge and Lewis and Osborne breaking through the net. Good attacking, bold football with a long kick. A long kick, A magnificent kick. Oh, a mighty goal. Michael Osborne. Has he ever kicked the ball that far?
I've seen him do it plenty of times, Tim. Playing for Labrador in the under-15s on the Gold Coast.
Tailwind, Rob.
Oh, yeah, but he backs himself here. He realises there was no one back near the goals. Bock was running back. I reckon Bock thought, I'll mark this, but there just was the extra 10 metres of carry. That was a wonderful kick.
Still, just looking at the flags above the ground, I bet Corey, is that breeze just favouring the Hawks? Because that kick has gone an inordinate amount of distance.
Yeah, Blighty, it has just picked up probably in the last 10 minutes or so, and definitely favouring the northern end.
So again, the margin is 2 in favour of the Adelaide Crows. Oh, free kick just as the Hawks were into attack.
Free kick, Michael.
And it was a high tackle on Doughty.
Well, Hodge was just steaming through. And
The Hawks
took
kicked
what
a
was
goal,
ever in his way.
The Hawks kicked a goal, but the supporters behind the goals are about to be very disappointed as the ball comes back to Doughty.
Michael, behind you.
Caught one in the eye. Let's have a look here.
One.
Accidental poke. Nevertheless, head-high contact.
Bit of milk coming from the eye.
And the mark taken from by Vince at half forward. Vince puts it inside 50. Beautiful pass to Thompson. Caught one on the back of the scone just for good measure.
Can they find the way in? Adelaide by 2 points. Tippett with about 4 against him, but plenty of Crows down. Knight's well tackled. Mitchell extracting. Franklin, good quick movement. Hodge, due, untidy, dangerous. Franklin back into the contest. Thompson, Douglas, McLeod with 2 to beat. 65 out from Adelaide's goal. Franklin, to his great credit, has worked the full length of the ground tonight. He's giving everything he's got.
Rioli fed it out, missed the target, but Mitchell has time to butter up. Morton, oh, the kick's a bit suspect, but it's come off to Osborne. Over to Murphy, who was the late inclusion tonight for Crow, marked by Gillum. And that's a good kick out wide to Young. Now, has he got the legs? He'll take on Douglas and beat him. Now he loads up on that left to a one-on-one contest. Oh, no free kick forthcoming. Jordan Lewis wanted it. Rough heads there. And we'll have a throw it in Hawthorn's forward pocket.
Gee, I reckon could have been a Hawthorn free. Oh, that's just a shocking call by the umpire. Definite holding of the jumper.
You've got to have the courage of your convictions when it gets close.
Yeah, Stevens under pressure panics.
Yeah.
Held on.
Still a chance for the Hawks. They should have been having a set shot. They'll get nothing here. McKay, the barrel. It's a good one too. And finds Vince. Frantic game now. Bock. Thompson. Now Shirley.
Yeah. Nathan Bock's just got his 33rd, which is his world record.
Van Berlo just beat off. Mitchell did well. Placement for Tippett. Had to go the spoil. And Morton has it covered. Murphy. Now Young, who was outstripping Douglas over on the other side. Now from the inner wing, kicks to Franklin. And this time the free kick is paid against the Hawthorn man. They're stiff.
As Bock, and yet another disposal to half forward. No mark there to Otten, and Brown sees it safe over the line. There's another Hawk down hurt. It is Morton. Franklin, 8 touches this quarter. Morton's still down. He doesn't look good at all. And it's a free kick going to Mitchell.
Sam Mitchell, holding.
So they're bringing Morton off.
He might have got a boot in that marking contest.
He was playing well too, Morton. Just his 4th game of footy. So Mitchell at half back. Not far away from the 5-minute warning. Campbell. Loose at half back. Chips and finds a teammate in Williams. He wants to go. Franklin's gone back to full forward. The Twin Towers are down there. Roughhead's there too. Instead, Williams goes short to Birchall. Back to Hodge. Now, he usually uses it beautifully. He steps to pass. There you go. Give a man a wrap. He'll let you down every time. Puts it into the pocket. Stevens to Van Berlo. Back to Stevens. Dangerous kick, but it's come off. Just.
Can't afford a defensive error here. Bock has scarcely made one all night. Rutten, all-Australian defender. It is a trusty Adelaide defence. Hawthorn have led for just 8 minutes of the night, and yet they could win this game. Here's Marritz, the big fellow, just getting rid of it in time. Now Shirley probing forward to Thompson.
Oh, it's 50.
Is that 50? I think it might be. No, it's not.
In the contest.
Thompson centering. McLeod is there, trying to palm it to a teammate, I fancy. Brown working it out. Renoff to Gillen. Bodies going down left, right and centre. Now Ladson for the Hawks. To Grant Birchall. Hawthorn having to be careful here. Dew taking it wide. And the Hawks now can set up with Murphy in possession of the footy.
It's about to be in the coach's box now, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's the heart. Get the heart rate monitor on the coach, I can tell it'll be up.
The really close games, if you win, it's just the most wonderful feeling. If you lose, it's just gut-wrenching.
I didn't take a breath in for a while. It's just been up and down, isn't it? You're sort of, oh no, someone's going to lose this.
Brown. Oh, that's a solid mark taken by Young, who gets it moving quickly. Franklin and Roughhead are both there. They're both wrestling. Oh, Franklin got nudged out. Umpire let it go. Here's an opportunity for the Hawks. Hodge has kicked a goal. The Hawks are in front. Oh, what a goal. He didn't panic. That was the important thing.
Yeah. Sidestepped, waited up, took a chance, wrong-footed his opponent. Didn't know if they were coming at him. Knew it was his only way to get a set shot at goal. We'll have a look at it.
And Bock, as I mentioned earlier, had hardly made a mistake tonight. He made one there. He dropped a chest mark. And the rest is history.
Cyril Rioli kept the ball alive.
After being in front for just 8 minutes on the night, Hawthorn grabbed the lead in the last 5 minutes. Agonising for Neil Craig, a moment of jubilation for Alistair Clarkson. There is time for the Crows. The Hawks, not having beaten Adelaide here for 14 years, are in front close to home. But here's Goodwin and McLeod, and still McLeod. Good tackle, Clark. Thompson there to assist for Adelaide. Tippett arrives, can't hang on. Poor Pleasure, dangerous all night. Edwards, left foot won't curl. It is a minor score. It's Hawthorn by 3 points.
So what are the Hawks going to do? Play tempo football and try and maintain possession? Probably too much time left to do that right at the moment. Here's Hodge. What a goal under pressure. Kicks along the boundary line. Not a bad result. It's a good kick too, and Renoff takes the mark. He wants to get it moving. Here's Franklin. Great last quarter. Now Franklin might go all the way here. Buddy Franklin, 2 bounces. Buddy Franklin has missed. Oh, that would have absolutely been the sealer, I reckon.
And
but
again,
Adelaide is still alive.
Yeah, but again, Franklin, Box staying in the back line. I just think Box got to go with him.
Adelaide mount another charge. Van Berlo, good delivery to Knights. Can the Crows hit a target? Front position to Port Pleasure. Oh, high tackle low on Young. And it's Hawthorn's ball again. What a night for Franklin. 1 goal, 6. He's been reported bit of everything, but he's done some very good things. He very nearly sealed the game there. Dew over the top. It's a good kick. Boyle to Hodge, who kicked the goal to put the Hawks in front. Back to Boyle, a long way from home. Goes for Franklin. There'll be at least 2 against him. And he gives away a free kick. It goes to Van Berlo, who wastes no time. And now he sets up Jericho in space. He goes for Knights and Goodwin. Knights, John Cock, there's a free kick to Adelaide.
They've got to take risks, the Crows. They can't just play chip it around footy. They've got to move it on every opportunity. They've got to score now.
There's some big numbers being racked up tonight by the Crows. 35 to Bock, 33 to Thompson, 30 to Van Berlo. Still time for the Crows to half forward. Ladson.
Super last quarter by Hodge.
Brown, he ran himself into trouble, but he's got support. He goes short, and it's marked by Murphy.
Yeah, a couple of Crows entries in the last one. Just been bad choices, Rob. They've been clear.
Just bombed it.
Yeah.
Now is the time to ice the clock, Rob.
Oh, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Not a lot of goals kicked, so it'll be a relatively short quarter. And Malcolm, you were talking about an error in defence. You wouldn't want it to decide the game right now, would you?
No.
Can't be long left. Murphy for Hawthorn. Neil Craig watching it slip away. Alistair Clarkson calm for most of the night. Not so Hawthorn fans in the crowd. Roughhead calls for it. Back near Adelaide's goal.
We've seen in this last quarter Roughhead, Franklin and Mark Williams all get possessions in the defensive 50 for their side.
Crows have got the Hawks covered, and that forces a long kick, but in fact Lewis had got himself loose, and that's a good outcome for the Hawks.
Yeah, number 14, Mackay, hasn't got a player. This is what's happened. He's got lost. David Mackay hasn't got a player. He's got one now. So it is now, for the first time, man on man.
Roughhead is told he's got to go.
And some tired players not
Lewis has
chasing.
slipped away again.
Just not chasing, Tim.
Unusual for Neil Craig's team. There it is, the Hawks win it. The Hawks win at Amy Stadium for the first time against Adelaide in a long, long time, 14 years.
We're a happy team at Hawthorn. We're the mighty Michael Horse. We love our club and we play to win. Riding the bumps with the grin at Hawthorn. Come and play by the striving. Teamwork is the thing that calls. Control and the life we play at Hawthorn. We are the mighty Horse.
Well, another season-defining moment for the Hawks. First time they have defeated the Crows at Amy in 14 years, and they now go back to the top of the ladder with 11 wins and 1 loss in season 2008. Robert Walls and Malcolm Blythe.
That's a great win.
Let's go down to Corey.
Yeah, got Luke Hodge with me. Early in the game, we thought you busted your jaw, you gritted your teeth and came back and kicked that goal at the end. It must have been amazing.
Oh, it's just good to come over here. Look, Adelaide plays such good footy over here, and with that crowd, it's unbelievable. So to go over here to fight back, because they jumped us first and second quarter, come back, it's a great team effort, we're just wrapped. 1994 is the last time Hawthorn have had a win here at Amy Stadium against the Crows. Were you aware of that? Oh, look, we've read a little bit, but well, we're a different side. Like last 5-6 years ago, we matured a lot from then, and well, we're just trying to push on and keep playing as we are.
You played it down a bit, that goal late in the contest there that put you in front. I mean, you gave it the G up and you knew how important that was.
I finally went through. I missed a few training, so I was just lucky that one went through.
And the boys, just the jubilation. I mean, you're really flying at the minute, aren't you?
Yeah, as I said, just the maturity of the boys to fight back after Adelaide jumped. I said they're such a good side over here, and we're just wrapped with a win and just wrapped with the way we fought back.
Mate, congratulations, well done tonight.
Hodge had a dozen disposals in the last quarter, Rob. And Franklin had 9.
Doesn't surprise me. Class comes to the top. I thought Luke Hodge was sensational. This is a massive win for Hawthorn. So disappointing for Adelaide, who were in front for most of the night.
The Hawks doing it with some good players out. Stands them in very good stead.
I think that's the bonus for the Hawks. I mean, they do have some really good players, but gee, their stars came to shine when it really needed it, didn't it?
Back down to Corey Wingard.
Yeah, I got Buddy with me. A quiet 3 quarters, but you really got the engine pumping in that last quarter.
Yeah, the first 3 quarters were pretty quiet for me. I had to go up the ground to get the ball because Bocky was on top of me all day. But for the boys' credit today, we worked hard. It's hard for the first 3 quarters, and we broke through in the last quarter, which is really good for the team. Yeah, it was a great win for the boys' side.
Were you surprised that he didn't go with you in that last quarter? You got a bit loose?
No, he was always going to drop off and get in front of Ruffy and all the other boys, so we knew if I pushed up the ground I was going to get a little in the last quarter. So, yeah, it was a great team effort today, and look, we've got North Melbourne next week, which is going to be a big game too. So we're just really looking forward to the challenges ahead. So see what happens.
Was it your call to go through the midfield, or was it a message from Alistair Clarkson?
Yeah, well, I was beaten for the first 3 quarters, and I needed to find the ball. So it was more the coach's decision than mine. But yeah, just really liking it. I like it up the ground too, which is good. So yeah.
Mate, your smile's massive. You're loving your footy at the minute. Keep it up.
Yeah, I'm loving the footy, mate.
What a night for Lance Franklin. Also had his number taken, and boy, we're going to be talking about that over the next couple of days.
That'll be the big headlines for the next 2 or 3 days, Quarters. And look, I think he's in a bit of trouble because there was certainly contact to the head. It's good to see a player enjoy his football as much as he does.